And I know there's a window where you have to turn things into Netflix, and then it takes a while. And so how did you all deal with that?
I think this is Jack's question because he got affected most by the news throughout this edit.
Well, so as I was working on episode 4, I started working on episode 4 before the trial had even before there was even any trial or any verdict, and it was, it started off as a very different episode. It was going to be Cassie's episode, so I started building a lot of stuff with Cassie, and we had Little Rod's story was going to be at the end, and things shifted as the trial came out and the verdicts were coming down, and as the trial was happening, that was like a long. How long was that trial? It was like
7 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. So the trial was beginning, and we're like, how is this going to end? How is this going to affect everything we've just cut? And it was kind of, didn't necessarily land where we were expecting it to land. Kind of right somewhere in the middle, right? He's gotten 5 years in prison, with one charge out of 3 major charges. So the narrative of Rico was a kind of a thread throughout the entire 4 episodes, and that had to shift. And that kind of changed. That affected your episode as well. Your episode got like 30 minutes of episode 4.
One of the biggest changes I think we had is initially episode 4, we focused a lot on the trial and like the kind of the day-to-day stuff on the trial. And then once the verdict came out and it didn't really go the way we thought it would, those details felt really insignificant, and we just got rid of them. Like we probably lost like 15 minutes, just didn't go to another episode, just like went into the trash, never to be thought of again. And then we got the juror interviews, and then we were able to build 10 something minutes around that. So that was like the biggest thing. And it's frustrating when you build something and then you have to throw it away, but when it's the right decision, ultimately it's understandable. And the show was way better. This version of the show was way better than the previous one that we threw out.
Yeah.